Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it may be. Craig at Hiking Pipes, and it's Tuesday night pipe night at Dividus Cigar Lounge here in Eldersburg, Maryland. And we have a very, very special night going on here. Um, Not to belay, but I'm going to switch it around. Well, not even switch it around, but I'm going to pan around here. Gentleman right there is Mr. Erik Stokkebye. That's right. Mr. Erik Stokkebye himself had shown up at this lounge, totally unexpected. So we will give him a little bit of a break, but we'll see if we can do a little bit of Q&A with him and get that posted. So stay tuned for that. Be back in a moment.
I started up the tins at that time, and then the loose tobaccos we launched 2 years ago. But the four generations is really a heritage, or it's complements, let's say, to the four generations that I'm part of. That is, my great grandfather started the business in Denmark in 1882. Was his the year that he founded the company in a town called Odense, Denmark. And at that time, there was a lot of smaller manufacturers in different towns, and also in Odense. So they usually had like a factory in the back, where they produced their tobaccos, and then they had a retail store in the front. And my great grandfather had the same, and so did my grandfather. Well, let me step back. My great-grandfather had different productions, which a lot of them had. So they produced pipe tobacco, some cigars, and also some nasal snuff, which was very popular those days. That went away when my grandfather went into it, and he was really more of a cigar man because him and my grandmother spent 7 years in Sumatra, where he was a plantation manager for leaf tobacco, cigar leaf tobacco. So he really he changed it to more of a cigar production and some pipe tobacco. And then when my father went into it in the late 1950s, early 60s, that's really when pipe tobacco was really starting to become very popular, and he changed most of it to pipe tobacco, and then I just kind of continued that trend. So that's a little bit. And both my father actually he was sent to the U.S. in the mid 1950s, him and my mother, and he spent time in Maryland learning about air cured Maryland tobacco.
Oh.
Spent time in Carolina and Tennessee, learning about leaf tobacco. And when I was 17, just a few days ago, I was also sent to the U.S. and I spent time in the Carolinas, Tennessee, and Kentucky learning about leaf tobacco. And then I came back to the factory. So
nice. So just one more question.
Sure.
You think that your grandfather, the first generation of Stokkebye,
my great-grandfather.
your great-grandfather, I heard you say that he loved cigars.
Well, that was actually my grandfather.
That's your grandfather.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting it all mixed up.
No, that's all right.
So your grandfather.
Yeah.
He was into cigars. Like me, I'm a
Big
cigar smoker, big
Sure.
cigar smoker. But
Yeah.
my grandfather smoked pipes. So
Oh, really? Yeah.
I don't know why I never drifted to the pipe. What made him drift to
Cigars?
the interest of,
I think it was because of what he experienced, being a plantation manager of cigar tobaccos. And then, cigars were really starting to grow a lot in the 1920s and 30s. And so he wanted to get into that. So he produced a lot of cigars. And he actually produced cigars from Winston Churchill also.
Nice.
Oh.
And he sent Winston Churchill cigars that he smoked, and he got letters from Winston Churchill to him, and we still have some of these letters in our collection.
Oh, very nice.
Kind of cool, yeah,
Very nice.
kind of cool. So he was definitely more of a cigar man than pipe tobacco.
Yeah, that Sumatra wrapper, that's one of my favorite rappers on the cigar.
Yeah, they're nice.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna let you really relax, and then
Well, thank you.
and thank you for speaking with us live.
I have one other question.
Oh, yeah,
So
please.
where do you see Stokkebye going in the future? Maybe 10 years from now.
I don't know.
The tobacco industry is getting a little more challenging.
Sure it is.
As
the FDA is not helping us.
right, exactly. So what do you see on the horizon for
I think
Stokkebye?
that pipe tobacco will continue to exist for many, many years. I really do, because it's a lifestyle, it's a passion. So I don't see it going away. And I do have a son who works in the industry.
So it'll be a fifth generation.
Yeah, he works for the dark side, as I say, which is STG, Scandinavian
Yes,
Tobacco
tobacco company, right?
And he's actually in charge of all of their pipe tobacco for the North American market. And so we'll see. I mean, he enjoys it, so we'll see if he wants to carry it on. So, I definitely don't see it going away.
And you still see the manufacture of pipes as well continuing
Yes.
with different lines and so forth?
I see that continuing as well. It's a lot of the pipe makers are having a tough time right now getting briar.
Yes.
Briar
Yes.
is a scarce commodity right now.
Yeah, I believe
But
it was
I think
because...
it's a blimp in the road, or a bump in the road. I think it will come back
Okay.
eventually. So, yeah, I see that continuing as well. So,
Where are your pipes made?
so they're actually made in different places. So some of our pipes made in Denmark by Erik Nording makes some of our pipes. Peter Nerup also makes some of pipes, and then we have some pipes made by Chacom in France, Saint-Claude, France, which is like kind of the mecca of all pipe making.
One of the oldest pipe factories in the world, right?
It is. They actually. The guy who owns the Stokkebye factory, he's a young guy, he's in his 40s. He's actually 7 generations, and his great whatever, and they started making briar pipes originally. It's like 200 years ago.
Right.
So a lot of history there. Yeah. So so I see that continuing as
Great.
well, and I don't think it's going to go away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much. Really appreciate the Q&A. Like I said, we'll just now relax and get away from the formal Q&A.
Right.
So with that, there's Erik Stokkebye. So everybody be well, be safe, be good to one another, and we'll catch you again very soon. Take care for now.